We are starting a new series. We finished up our Grandparenting ABCs, and we are starting a new series called When We're the Problem. So I have my little buddy Kira here with me, my granddaughter. Kira, can your grandparents ever be a problem?
No.
No, that's the right answer, girl. But we all know the reality is sometimes in families there's conflict. And so as grandparents, as the older generation, I would hope we want to try and be the solution, not the problem, right? And so let's just kick off this series talking a little bit, kind of laying a foundation for why grandparents could be the problems in a family. And I think really it boils down most of the time to one thing, maybe one thing, and that is control. Sometimes we just want to keep control of our kids. And you see families struggle with this when, in-laws and become outlaws and they get too involved in telling their kids and their sons or daughters-in-laws how to live their lives. Well, that's a control thing. We're trying to control and make decisions for them. And whether they are making good or bad decisions, one of the things we have to remember is that each of us does have our own life. We will make good and bad decisions. Hopefully, if we've developed a good relationship with our children, we'll be able to advise and help them and guide them a little bit. But the reality is we can't control what decisions our children and their spouses and their children are making. So I just wanted to bring that out, give you a little food for thought. Start thinking about that. And I'll make a quick confession about my biggest control issue as a grandparent. At least I think it is. We'll find out whether my kids, when they see this video, whether they agree or not. But here's the one thing I wish I could control in all of my children's lives, okay? Are you ready for this, Kira?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what it might be? No? Well, if Nani had her way, all of my kids would live on a cul-de-sac and we'd have houses right next to each other because I love being by them. I love interacting with them. My kids are my best friends. And if I could live close to every single one of them, I would. If I could make that decision for them, I would. But I have had to deal with kids living out of state. We have one set in state with us, and that's, of course, Miss Kira's family. And we will soon build a house out next to them, so we'll live a lot closer than we are right now. But at least we live in the same town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that good?
Yeah.
We love being friends and neighbors because we can do fun things like spend the night together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kira got to call and say, Nani, can you pick me up and take me to gymnastics yesterday evening? And then she got to spend the night. And that was a nice treat for her and me, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like best about spending the night with Nani?
There's no boys.
No boys. Kira has a house full of brothers and one cousin that lives with them. So she has to live in a household with 4 boys. So when she comes to Nani and Papa's house, it's just a little quieter and a little tamer. And she really likes that, don't you?
Uh-huh.
What else do you like about hanging out at Nani and Papa's house?
I get to be with Nani and Papa.
That's awesome. We like that part too because we get to spend time with you.
And Papa always makes pancakes when he's here.
Papa always makes pancakes. That's his tradition. My goodness, he loves making pancakes. So, control. We got to think about that, grandparents. We don't want to overexert our control on our children's lives. While I would love it if all my kids lived on one cul-de-sac, I can't make that happen. And I have to let them go and let them live their lives wherever that may be. So this week, I want you to think about that. Enjoy the humor of it. If you have something fun like what I just described that is your control switch that you want to have, that's good. But analyze too whether you're trying to control something you shouldn't. And is that damaging relationships? Because we don't want to break these relationships in our lives. They're way too precious. So we'll be back. We'll talk again next week about when we, the grandparents, are the problem. Be grand, my friend.